I think a good one for a tweak would for us to look.
You're tweaking.
I'm tweaking.
Hey Aficionados, Shawn and Miguel here, and we've got another beer review. Today we're taking a look at Avery Tweak. This one is a bourbon barrel-aged Imperial Stout with coffee added. It's 17.81%, so this is a very heavy hitter. I've heard some really impressive things about this beer. I love barrel-aged beers. I love Imperial Stouts, so I have some really high hopes for this one. It's very limited release. There's like batch numbers on the bottle. This is like batch number 1 from their barrel aged series, and this was bottled in October of 2014, so it's got some age on it. Really excited to try this one out.
So for the branding here, we've got a pretty tame bottle. Nothing really going on too much. Of course, you've got the wooden paneling on the front to show that it's barrel aged, which is nice, in a little coffee grinder, old school coffee grinder. Obviously this one is made with coffee added, so that's a nice little touch. What I really like though is the gold foil on top. It's kind of distinct. I know a few breweries do use the foil on top, but not that many, so it does make it stand out on the shelf, which is nice. Also, you'll notice this is like a regular size beer bottle. These do only come in singles. They don't come in a pack, even though it's just a regular size bottle. So, again, very limited release.
I think it was about $10 for a bottle, right?
Yeah, $10 for a single regular size bottle. So. So as for the appearance, it's pretty dark, like a very, very dark brown. On the edges there, it's got kind of like a deep red ruby, almost like a wine, like the color of a red wine.
Really big alcohol legs to this one. You can just see them climbing up the glass, and it didn't really pour much head at all, as you can see in the pour videos there. But it's just a really dark, viscous looking liquid.
Very sweet, really molasses-like, kind of syrupy.
I definitely get that coffee. It's very like pepper skinish, very like green peppery. And I do get some of that like savory umami type aroma that you get from some Imperial Stouts. It just smells really heavy, definitely sweet too.
Yeah, really rich. It's almost got that like dried plum kind of characteristic.
It smells really, really good.
Cheers.
Cheers. Wow. Okay. Right over the palate, I do notice that it has a decent warming to this one. Warms up the mouth, warms up the back of the throat, all the way down. I'm still feeling that warming just from one sip. Really coats the mouth too with just flavor.
Yeah, this may be the first beer that I've gotten a legitimate alcohol burn from, but it actually goes really well with the sort of coffee undertones. It's got sort of like a prickly coffee taste. It sort of pricks the tongue, almost akin to a hop bitterness, but it really feels to me like that's coming from those coffee grinds.
If you take away the carbonation, it actually drinks towards something like a liqueur, just with the alcohol and the mouthfeel and just the body of it too.
Yeah, and it's definitely pretty full-bodied. So
I get lots of that coffee, lots of chocolate, like dark chocolate, some of that pepper skin coffee flavor that I was getting on the aroma. A little bit of bitterness towards the back end with this one too.
And definitely, again, compounded by that alcohol burn that's in there. Very interesting kind of interplay of flavors, especially with the alcohol. Usually when I drink beer, alcohol is not really a flavor that ever really pokes its head up. So this is a very unique beer, at least for me.
Yeah. I mean, the sweet alcohol character really complements like the other sweet aspects of it. And like I said before, it does have that nice bitterness towards the back end that balances out the sweetness. A lot more of that, like, savory character that we were also getting on the Aroma.
It's definitely got like an oaky taste to it too, almost like a slightly charred wood, like the smell of charred wood.
I wouldn't say it's too heavy on like the vanilla coconut aspect of bourbon barrel aging, but yeah, you do definitely get like the tannins, maybe like a leathery characteristic, a little bit of dark fruits in there, more towards, I do get some like plum, not like a dried plum or anything like that, kind of like a juicy-ish type of plum. I'm also getting like a spiciness from this one that you would get in certain bourbons or whiskeys. Just got a nice booziness to it as well. On the finish for this one, I would say it's kind of bittersweet, would you say?
Mm-hmm.
And for me, the linger is really like that dark chocolate, like cocoa character, a little bit of the coffee, and of course you get that lingering warm feeling.
Oh, definitely. Okay, so we're pretty much done with our experience of drinking this, and we're ready for our ratings. I'm going to give this one a 4 out of 5. Very, very solid beer. Really love that booziness. The alcohol quality is incredibly interesting and really works well with those coffee notes. Really love that warming going down and even that slight alcohol burn. Overall, very well-crafted beer. The thing about it for me that keeps it from going above a 4 is just it is an oak-aged beer, but I don't get much of those barrel flavors. But overall, an incredibly solid offering from Avery Brewing Company.
For me, I'm going to give this one a 4.5 out of 5, so that's going to give it a 4.25 overall. Again, I have to kind of mirror some of the things you said. Even though it's 17.81%, it's just so rich in flavor that you kind of forget about it until you start to feel that warming. I mean, at 17.81%, there's pretty much no hiding the ABV at that point. You're going to get it, but I do enjoy it. I like that warming. It just makes it a really nice sipper. It reminds you of what you're drinking. I do have to kind of echo the barrel-aged thing a little bit. It's missing some of that really like coconut, vanilla type characteristics that I look for in my barrel-aged beers. But again, 4.25 out of 5. Very respectable overall. If you can get your hands on this, you might not be able to at this point, but I'd definitely say to check it out. It definitely wouldn't hurt. Pick up a bottle, share it with a friend.
So, what about you guys? Have you had Tweak? And if so, what do you think of it? Do you think the barrel-aged aspects come through and disagree with us? Please let us know in the comments below.
And remember, whether it's liqueurs, movies, games, or beer,
if you're looking for reviews, you can find them right here.
Until next time, thanks for watching. Well, I mean, it is a historic day for us.
It is. It's good to be back.
I was talking about that we can get married now.
Oh.
Now it's kind of awkward because I was just about to propose to you.